Krsna to all devotees. Welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today I am going to share about Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 11th chapter, text 26. Before that, my voice is clear to all. Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Clear, Prabhu.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brother Janandana Yashodanandana Brother Janandana Yamuna Tira Munachari Yamuna Tira Munachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Rama Jaya Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurapani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Chapter 11, text 26. Sriyo Nivaso Yasyora Panapatram Mugam Trisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam. Translation. The Lord just is the abode of the goddess of fortune. His moon-like face is the drinking vessel for eyes, which hankers after all that is beautiful. His arms are the resting places for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are the refuge of a pure devotee, who never talk or sing of any subject except his lordship. Purport. There are different classes of human beings, all seeking different enjoyments from different objects. There are persons who are seeking after the favor of goddess of fortune, and for them the Vedic literature give information that the Lord is always served with all reverence by thousands and thousands of goddess of fortune at the Chindamani Dhama, the transcendental abode of the Lord, where the trees are all the desired trees, and the buildings are made of touchstones. The Lord Govinda is engaged therein herding the Surabhi cows as his natural occupation. This goddess of fortune can be seen automatically if we are attracted by the bodily features of the Lord. The impersonalist cannot observe such a goddess of fortune because of their dry speculative habit, and those who are artists overtaken the beautiful creation, should better see to the beautiful face of the Lord for complete satisfaction. The face of the Lord is the embodiment of beauty. What they call beautiful nature is but his smile, and what they call the sweet song of the birds are but specimens of the whispering voice of the Lord. There are administrative demigods in charge of departmental service of cosmic management, and there are tiny administrative gods in the state service. They are always afraid of other competitors. But if they take shelter of the arm of the Lord can protect them always from the attack of the enemies. A faithful servant of the Lord engaged in the service of administration is the ideal executive head and can well protect the interest of the people in general. Other so-called administrators are symbols of anachronisms leading to the acute distress of the people who are governed by them. The administrators can remain safely under the protection of the arms of the Lord. The essence of everything is Supreme Lord. He is called Saram, and those who sing and talk about him are called Sarangas, or the pure devotees. The pure devotees are always anchoring of the lotus feet of the Lord. The lotus has a kind of honey which is transcendently released by the devotees. They are like the bees who are always after the honey. Srila Rupa Goswami, the great devotee Acharya of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, has sung a song about the lotus honey, comparing himself to the bees. O my Lord, Krishna, I beg to offer my prayers unto you. My mind is like the bee, and it is after some honey. Kindly, therefore, give my mind a place at your lotus feet, which are the source of transcendental honey. I know that even big demigods like Brahma do not see the rays of the nail of your lotus feet, even though they are engaged in deep meditation for years together. Still, O infallible one, my ambition is such, for you are very merciful to your surrendered devotees. O Madhava, I know also that I have no genuine devotion for the service of your lotus feet, but because your lordship is inconceivable, powerful, you can do what is impossible to be done. Your lotus feet can derive even the nectar of the heavenly kingdom, and therefore I am very much attracted by them. O Supreme Eternal, please therefore let my mind be fixed at your lotus feet, so that eternally I may be able to release the taste of your transcendental service. The devotees are satisfied with being placed at the lotus feet of the Lord and have no ambition to see his all beautiful face or aspire for the protection of the strong arms of the Lord. They are humbly by nature, and the Lord is always leaning towards such humble devotees. Hare Krishna. So this chapter is mainly telling about Krishna's different ankas in their Lord's chest and arms, lotus feet, and his face. Different angas mainly it represents. Actually, in Dwaraka, Krishna is entering. Dwaragavasis are very eager to see Krishna. And while Krishna entering into Dwaraka, Krishna is bowing Panchajanya, and they are very eagerness to receive Lord. It is like a festival mode in Dwaraka, actually. And also, those who are, they are very eagerness and they are very festival mode. Actually, in our, if you are practicing Krishna consciousness and devotion service, so it is like a festival mode to all. For devotees, it's like a festival mode, actually. Also, we also celebrated recently Jagannath Ratha Yatra. It's also a festival. And upcoming festivals are also coming. And the next festival is going to come is Janmashtami, I guess. I don't know in between any other is there. Likewise, next is Prabhupada Jayanti. Likewise, it's a festival mode only. And we are associating with devotees. Sunday we are attending programs. It is also a festival mode. So if you are in devotion connected to Krishna, it is always a festival mode, and also in our mind also it is a festival mode only. If you are not feeling it's a festival mode, if you are feeling it is a very boring, I am coming to Krishna consciousness, it's a what service, same service we are doing, same prasadam only we are getting. If you are feeling bored, it means that we are not releasing the taste of devotee association, taste of the holy name. It's mainly mentioned that. If you are releasing that holy name of the Lord, and tasting the devotee association, so it is very important. You want to release that. How to release? It's very, very important. So our acharyas are mentioned. You want to follow the basics of the ISKCON. So A, B, C, D, it's mentioned. A, B, C, D, E, also it's mentioned. A for the good association, and B for regularly read Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and C for chanting the holy name of the Lord with the attentive hearing, and D for and observing fastings. Now it's Chaturmasya and Ekadasi Vrata, and also Ekadasi Vrata, and so many eating only Krishna Prasadam. And E for engagement. If you are in proper devotion service, proper engagement. So if you are following this five steps, so it is able to release our devotion service, and you can able to understand what, if you are regularly following this, you can able to release that devotion service. And if you are practicing regularly, one day we can feel how it's a festival mode and how we are eagerness to see Krishna. And it is also mentioned here that here the point is mentioned, Panapatram Mukam Drisham. First is mentioned about Panapatram Mukam Drisham. Krishna's face is mentioned, that Krishna's face is Panapatram. Panapatram in the sense, Patram in the sense vessels. Panapatram in the sense liquid, very tasty liquid in that vessel. It's mainly mentioned. Panapatram Mukam Drisham. Krishna's face is like a, what you say, his face is like a, what his face? It's a Panapatram Mukam. Krishna's beauty is compared to the pot, that Panapatram. And Krishna's eyes is like a liquid. So it's very beautiful to see the Lord Krishna's face and his eyes. Likewise, his sloka is mentioned. Each sloka, Sriyo Nivaso Yasaswaro. Nivaso in the sense, just Panapatram Mukam. Mukam means, second it's mentioned about face. And Bahavo Lokapalanam. Bahavo in the sense hand. And Padambujam, last it's mentioned. It's about the feet. The four ankas mainly described. It's very, very easy to, very, what you say, eager to understand, eager to, very eager to understand the Krishna's four ankas. And Krishna's face, it's mentioned, it's very, very beautiful. And also there is some pastime I heard years back. So in Vrindavan, Krishna is going to steal butter in one Gopi's house. And one elder Gopi used to find that Krishna is stealing butter. And what happened? That elder Gopi informed to younger Gopi to tie Krishna's hand. So young Gopi is holding Krishna's hand. It's like a very soft hand. Hand is very soft. It's like a butter. How butter will be very soft if you touch it. That was very soft hand, Krishna's hand. And Gopi is telling to Krishna, I cannot able to tie your hand. I can't able to hold your hand also. So how to tie your hand? And Gopi is asking to Krishna only. And Krishna is telling, oh, you can't able to tie my hand. I will show you one demo. Then you will tie to me. Okay. Likewise, he is telling to Gopi. So that Gopi also agreed. Okay, you tie me. Okay. After that, you unlock me. Okay. Likewise, young Gopi is telling to Krishna. Yeah, definitely I will agree. I will tie you and I will unlock you. Then we will agree. And Krishna is showing a demo how to tie young Gopi. But while tying also, that young Gopi is very eagerly observing Krishna's beauty. And he was in transcendent. He was very transcendental. Seeing the Krishna's beauty, he cannot able to take his eyes back. So what happened? That Krishna is tying the young Gopi's hand. After that, he tied finish. Then Yangobi is telling, you tied me now, then you unlock me. Then Krishna is telling, oh, I am feeling little tired, so I want to take little rest. After 1 hour, I will come and unlock you. Okay, like I said. Then he ran away from that place, Krishna, and he went to steal butter other house, and he went to with Gopas. Likewise, Krishna's beauty. If you are relation with Krishna's beauty, Krishna will do all the leelas with us. I heard one lecture last few years back. So Krishna's beauty is very, very observed. If you are observing Krishna's beauty, if you forgot everything. Okay. Then he is mentioned about Krishna's lotus. Krishna's lotus chest is abode of all goddess of fortune. It's mentioned that. If you see in the Vaikunta, if you are every residence of Vaikunta, if you see that everyone has Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, Narayana forms only. You go to Vaikunta. Residence of Vaikunta is like a Narayana forms. And also, there's a description about this Vaikunta form in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's coming, I guess, fourth or fifth canto. Okay. So in Vaikunta, it's full of residents are like a Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. So everyone is Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, Narayana form. So how to find Krishna's, how to find our main Narayana? So if you find what you say, chest, lotus chest is full of what you say, Kaustubam, not Kaustuba, but one Krishna's chest is full of this one Mahalakshmi is visited. So that for Mahalakshmi is there, if your chest is full of Mahalakshmi is there, that is a Narayana form. Everyone does not have Narayana, that chest Mahalakshmi is not there. If your chest in Mahalakshmi is there, goddess of fortune, Lord chest is abode of goddess of fortune. Goddess of fortune is there. So we can find this real. It's a Narayana. It's actually Mahavishnu, real Mahavishnu. And everyone is a residence of Mahavishnu, you can see. Srivatsam, thank you, Gopala Krishna. Thank you. Srivatsam, sure. And then Krishna's hand, it's mentioned that it is a shelter for all demigods. It's mentioned that. And demigods, if any problem had, if you, we also read in Krishna's Krishna Leela in pastime, any demigod have a Hiranyaksha is disturbing every demigods and he is attacking the Bhumi, that earth. So every demigods, what happened? He will go to Narayana for his shelter only. His hand is mentioned for shelter for demigods. So there is a Purusha Sukta. They will go to Mahavishnu, Vaikuntha, and receive the prayers that Purusha Sukta. Sahasra Shirisha Purusha, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapa, Sabhuming Vishwado Atyadishtadasya. Likewise, Purusha Sutta they used to recite. There is a one stanza is there. Ramanosya Mugamasid Bahu Rajanya Kradaha. Likewise, it's mentioned in Purusha Sutta. It's mentioned that Krishna's hand, it's like a protecting hand. Or it's for demigods. For its hand is only for demigods to protect. So mainly it's mentioned the demigod take the shelter of the lotus hand. And the pure devotees of the Lord, he used to observe the lotus feet of the Lord. It's mentioned here that the pure devotees are always hankering after the lotus feet of the Lord. So pure devotees who are following, who are practicing devotion, also you want to observe the lotus feet. It's a shelter for everything. There is a description also mentioned in this purportals here. The lotus has a kind of honey which is transcendently released by the devotees. They are the bees who are always after the honey. It's mentioned that its lotus feet is like a honey. That's why we are sadhakas. We are practicing devotion. If you are taking the Lord's darshan in temples, first you want to see the lotus feet only. From lotus feet, then chest, the thighs, then chest, then face, and fully you want to see. Likewise, our acharyas are mentioned. You want to see first from the lotus feet only. And recently we went to Srirangapatna. First we can able to see the lotus face only. Then we are going queue. coming to the front only, I can able to see the lotus feet. From lotus feet till you want to see that till the face the Lord. And if you are directly seeing the Lord, it's mentioned that you want to start, you want to start from the lotus feet only. And we want to pray. How to pray also our acharyas are mentioned. How to pray to the Lord. Because first you want to glorify the Lord firstly. How to pray? First you want to take darshan from the lotus feet, thighs, chest and face. Then you want to pray, you want to tell these slokas. And you want to glorify Krishna, how merciful you are, how how you are giving protection, how you are giving so many facilities to me, how you are grateful you are. You want to first you are mentioned. If you see in earlier that king's spirit time, when king is coming to the assembly, they will all firstly glorify the king only. Raja Adi Raja, Raja Gambira, likewise, they will use to glorify king. Then after only they will discuss about the that citizens issues and Rajas, what is happening, everything they will mention last only. So first, what we are doing opposite. First, we are going to Lord. We are telling about the all closing. First, they will close their eyes. You see the non-devotees. They are firstly initially come to the temple. First, they close their eyes. Then after that, they will in meditation. Then little bit any they will ring the bell. Then little bit they will open. Then they will take the. Then they will tell about his demands. But I need this one car, bangla, house, everything. They will ask for demand from Lord. They are thinking Krishna is serving for. Krishna is a demand satisfying. What you say? Sorry. Okay. Krishna is like a demand finishing that method tool. Likewise, they are thinking. Actually, pure devotees of the Lord, if you are praying to the Lord, we should ask to Krishna how I can satisfy you, how to satisfy you, and how can I please you, how to what is your need. That is our main symptoms of a pure devotees. He will take the shelter of the lotus feet and ask for what is your need, how can I satisfy you. That is only you should ask for the Lord. And if you are asking that there is one pastime happened actually in Vrindavan only. There is one blind man used to come to the Vrindavan, take darshan of Banki Bihari. He's a blind man. Every day he used to come to take darshan. There is a young boys used to nearby temple. They will used to joke that young man, that blind man. You are a blind man. How you are seeing the Lord every day? That blind man used to say that I am coming to the temple. The Lord wants to see me. Lord will see me. I want to. So I want be. I am present here. The Lord see me. I am satisfied. Likewise, he is to say that blind man. So if we are going to temple, Lord also wants to see us. Mainly that only we are going. The Lord want to see us, and we want to take darshan, and you want to please the Lord. How to satisfy you? How to I get? How to satisfy you? How to glorify? You want to glorify Lord. The pure devotee does not ask for anything. His own benefit actually. It's mentioned that only. And here one more point is mentioned here. And okay, they are humble by nature. The Lord is always leaning towards a humble devotees. The last point is mentioned in slokas. Through the humbleness only, we can our devotion should be measured. Okay, sorry, our humbleness only, our devotion should be measured. I heard one lecture from Coimbatore, and Brahmachari, senior Brahmachari used to give us. How much you are humble, that much you can, our spiritual life, you can able to release. You can able to realize. Likewise, it's mentioned. One senior Brahmachari used to tell that. So if your humbleness, you can able to understand. You want to easily observe Krishna Kada very fastly in your ear, and you can able to release devotion service very easily. Like it's mentioned here, I also mentioned that they are humble by nature. Lord is always leaning towards such a humble devotees. Our Radhanath Swami Maharaj also used to say how much humility about he used to mention. How much humility towards other living entities. Likewise, our Radhanath Swami used to mention that. Because based on your humbleness and humility and everything, so we can able to understand a lot. And one more lecture also I heard from our His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj. He's telling that if you are in devotional service, you are in temple, you are in associating with devotees, you want to be like a sheep. And if you are going out of the temple, you are dealing with material world, you want to be like a lion. Be sheep in temple, be lion in outside, likewise it's mentioned. And if you are we are dealing with devotees, if you are be like a humbleness only, humble devotee. Not only in an external way, internally also you want to be very humble, likewise mentioned. So if you are following, so what so overall sloka is mentioned about the ankas of the Lord in the Dwaragavasis used to glorify ankas of the Lord. And not only in Dwaraka, if you see in Hastinapur, Krishna is living. Every citizens used to, they are very eagerness to, they are also feeling very sad. Krishna is going. They are very eagerness to see the Lord. And also if you see in Vrindavan, Krishna is leaving to Dwaraka, not Dwaraka, Mathura, to fight with Chanuga and Mushtika. And Akrura used to take Krishna from Vrindavan to Mathura. That time, Vrindavan was his gopis also very mad. They also, what you say, they are also stopping that horse. And Rath also they will stopping. They are not living also. Even though we are in material world, after I also remembered that I was in a college or a school. I was going to Chennai. So that time also I am feeling very sad. So I am leaving the home, school time only, school too. I am entering into college. I'm in Chennai only. That time that it's years back it's happened. So that time also a little feeling that separation I used to feel my home. Then it's okay. Now it's no separation at all. Now that time I used to very feel separation that time. So that so what I'm telling is Krishna's now we while leaving this home, some this material world, leaving this home, we are feeling such separation. The Krishna is playing with gopis and but is a lover of gopis and all. And the house, how much separation they used to feel. They used to become mad also, Krishna. Krishna is the source of everything. It's in this sloka it's mentioned. Krishna is source of everything. Krishna is source of all pleasure, likewise it's mentioned here. And how much they are feeling very sad while Krishna is leaving Vrindavan to Thura. And also Krishna is coming to Dwaraka is like a they are like a very eagerness to see the Lord. There each and every angas they used to observe, Dwarkavasis. It's mentioned here. And finally, it's mentioned about Krishna's, oh, everything I covered. Beauty, features and face. Okay. Likewise, it's mentioned. So, if you are observing devotion, you are observing, initially, starting of this session, I used to say ABCD. If you are following, associating ABCD, Association of Pure Devotees, Association of Devotees, and B for book reading, C for chanting, D for diet, and D for engagement. If you are following this protocol, you can able to release how much the eagerness Krishna and how to be in devotional service for long. We can able to understand that. So our main purpose of our Krishna consciousness is to please Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. That's our main business. That's why I told, by praying to the Lord, we want to ask for His satisfaction only, Lord's satisfaction. Our main business is to satisfy Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavata Gita. Likewise, it's mentioned that. So, if you are following that, we can able to understand Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If you have any queries or anything you want to add, you can. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So you also would like to read out something today's special? You want to read out?
No, actually, I mentioned, I think it will, before 6:40, it will end, I guess. Now it's actually 6:40.
Okay.
If you want to read, I can read.
Okay. Fine. So you can try to read out, Prabhu. Just read out. So today is auspicious Ekadashi of Shaina Ekadasi. So Prabhu would like to read out that pastime which is mentioned. It may take another 5 to 8 minutes, right, Prabhu?
It will take so long, this one, Prabhu. Like, I can, yeah, I can read.
Yeah, Prabhu. Try to just simply read it out. We all will hear and
Okay,
the purification process. Hare Krishna.
sure. Today is Shaina Ekadashi, so I will read what is Shaina Ekadashi. It's mentioned in the Shastras. The saintly king Yudhishthira Maharaj said, "O Keshava, what is the name of that Ekadashi that occurs during the light fortnight of the month of Asada, June to July? Who is the worshipable deity for the auspicious day? And what is the process of observing this event?" Lord Sri Krishna replied, "O caretaker of this earthly planet, I shall gladly tell you a wonderful historic event that the Deva Lord Brahma once narrated to this son Narada Muni. One day Narada Muni asked his father, "What is the name of the Ekadasi that comes during the light part of the month of Ashada, much as you did? Kindly tell me how I should observe this Ekadasi and thus please the Supreme Lord Sri Vishnu." Lord Brahma replied, "O great saintly orator, the best of all sages, O purest devotee of Lord Vishnu, your question is as usual excellent for a mankind. There is nothing better than the Ekadasi, the day of Lord Sri Hari, in this or any other world. It nullifies even the worst sins if observed properly. For this reason, I shall tell you about this Ashada Shukla Ekadashi. Fasting on this Ekadashi purifies one's all sins and fulfills one all desires. Therefore, whoever, one second, whoever neglect to observe this sacred fast day is a good candidate for entering into hell. Ashada Shukla Ekadashi is also famous as Padma Ekadashi. Just to please Supreme Lord Rishikesha, the master of the senses, one should fast on this day. And listen carefully. Oh Narada, as I relate you a wonderful historic event that was recorded in the scriptures regarding this Ekadasi, just hearing this account destroy all kinds of sins, along with all obstacles on the path to spiritual perfection. O son, there was once a saintly king in the Surya Vamsha Sun dynasty whose name was Madanta. Because he always stood up for the truth, he was appointed emperor. He took care of his subjects as though they were his very own family members and children's. On account of his piety and great religiosity, there was no pestilence, drought, or disease for any kind of in his entire kingdom. All his subjects were not only free of all kind of disturbances, but also were very wealthy. King's own treasury was free of any ill-gotten monies, and thus he ruled happily for many years. Once, however, because of some sin in his kingdom, there was a drought for 3 years. Subjects found themselves beset by famine also. The lack of food grains made it impossible for them to perform the prescribed Vedic sacrifices of oblation of Grida, ghee, to their forefathers and to devas, engage in any ritualistic worship, or even study the Vedic literature. Finally, they all came before their beloved king in a great assembly and addressed him thus: "O king, you are always see to our welfare. So we humbly beg your assistance now. Everyone and everything in this world needs water. Without water, almost everything is rendered useless or dead. The Vedas call water Nara, and because the Supreme Personality of Godhead sleeps upon water, his another name is Narayana. God makes his own abode or water and takes his rest there. It is said that three things cannot exist without water: pearls, human beings, and floor. The essential quality of pearl is its luster, and that is due to water. And the essence of man is cement, whose main constitute is water. And without water, flour cannot made into dough and then be cooked into various forms of bread offered and eaten. Sometimes water is called Jalanaraya, the Supreme Lord in the form of this life, sustaining substance, water. In his form as clouds, the Supreme Lord is present throughout the sky and pours forth rain, from which grow the grain that maintain everything, every living entity. O king, severe droughts was caused a great lack of valuable grains. Thus we are miserable, we are all miserable, and the population is decreasing as people die of or leave your kingdom. O best ruler on earth, please find some solution to this problem and bring us peace and prosperity once again. And king replied, you speak the truth. The four grains are like Brahman, the absolute truth, who lives within grains and thereby sustain all beings. Indeed, it is because of grains that the entire world lives. Now, why is there a terrible drought in our kingdom? The Holy Scriptures discuss this subject very thoroughly. If a king or head of the country is irreligious, both he and his subjects suffer. I have meditated upon the cause of our problem for a long time. But after searching my past and present character, I can honestly say that I find no sin. Still, for good of all you subjects, I shall try to remedy the situation. The thinking in his way, King Madanda assembled his army and entourage, paid his obeisance to me, and then entered the forest. He wandered here and there, seeking a great sages in their ashram, and inquired about how to resolve the crisis in his kingdom. At last he came upon the ashram of one of many other sons, Angira Muni, whose effulgence lit up all directions. Seated in his hermitage, Angira looked like a second Brahma. King Mandata was very pleased to see that exalted sages, whose senses were completely under control. King immediately dismounted his horse and offered his respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of Angira Muni. Then the king joined his palms and prayed for the Muni's blessing. That saintly person reciprocated by blessing the king with sacred mantras. Then he asked him about the welfare of the seven limbs of his kingdom. The seven limbs of a king's domain are one king himself, minister, his treasury, military forces, his allies, the Brahmins, the sacrificial performance, the performed in the kingdom, and the needs of the subjects under his care. After telling the sages now seven limbs of his kingdom were situated, King Manada asked two sages about his own situation, and if he was happy, then Angiramuni asked the king why he had undertaken such a difficult journey into the forest, and the king told him of affliction his kingdom was suffering. The king said, "O great sage, I am ruling and maintaining my kingdom while following the Vedic injunction, and thus I do not know the reason for the drought. To solve this mystery, I have approached you for help. Please help me relieve the suffering of my subjects." Prabhu, can I continue or continue? Okay. Angira Rishi said to the king, "The present sage, Satya Yuga, is the best of all ages. For in this age, Dharma stands on all four legs: truthfulness, austerity, mercy, and cleanliness. In this age, everyone respects Brahmins as the topmost members of society. Also, everyone fulfills his occupational duties, and only twice born Brahmins are allowed to perform Vedic austerities and penances. Although this is a standard or lion among kings, there is one Sudra, uninitiated, untrained person, who is unlawful, performing their rites of austerities and penance in your kingdom. This is why there is no rain in your land. You should therefore punish this laborer with death, for by so doing, you will remove the contamination inflicted by his action and restore peace to your subjects. King then replied, how can I kill an offenseless performer of austerity and sacrifice? Please give me some spiritual solution. The great Angira Muni then said, O king, you should observe a fast on the Ekadasi that occurs during the light fortnight of the month of Ashada. The auspicious day is named as Padma Ekadasi, and by its influence, plentiful rains and thus grains and other foodstuffs will surely return to your kingdom. This Ekadasi bestows perfection upon its faithful observers, removes all kinds of bad elements, and destroys all obstacles on the path to perfection. O king, you and your relatives and your subjects should all observe this sacred Ekadasi fast. Then everything in your kingdom will undoubtedly return to normal. Upon hearing these words, the king offered his obeisances and then returned to his palace. When the Padma Ekadasi arrived, King Mandata assembled all the Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra in his kingdom and instructed them to strictly observe this important fast day. After they had observed it, the rain fell just as the sages had predicted, and in due course of time, there was abundant crops and a rich harvest of grains. By the mercy of Supreme Lord Rishikesha, the master of all senses, all subject of all the subject of King Mandata became extremely happy and prosperous. Therefore, O Narada, everyone should observe this Ekadasi fast very strictly, for it bestows all kinds of happiness as well as ultimate liberation upon faithful devotee. Lord Sri Krishna concluded, my dear Yudhishthira, Padma Ekadasi is so powerful that one who simply reads or hears its glories become completely sinless. O Pandava, one who wishes to please me should strictly observe this Ekadasi, which is also known as Devashayani Ekadasi. Devashayani or Vishnu Shayani indicate that day when Vishnu goes to sleep with all the Devas, demigods. It is said that after this day, one should not perform any new auspicious ceremonies until Devotani Ekadasi, Hari Bodhini Prabodhini, Devotani Tana Ekadasi, which occurs during the month of Kartika, October, November, because Devas, demigods, being asleep, cannot be invited to the sacrificial arena, and because the sun is traveling along its southern course, Dakshinayanam, Lord Sri Krishna continued, O lion, among kings, Yudhishthira Maharaj, whoever wants liberation should regularly observe a fast on this Ekadasi, which is also day when Chaturmasya fast begins. This ends the narration of the glories of Ashada Ekadashi, also known as Padma Ekadashi or Devashayani Ekadashi, from the Bhavishya Uttara Purana.